he could handle the plane, and he made good decisions. And on one particular mission, we went in on a cargo ship. I write about it in the book. We go in on this cargo ship, and we bomb and strafe, cut them right in half. And as we come off the cargo ship, we normally do a peel-off, up and to the left. Well, when the pilot started that, I looked over here and I saw a destroyer. And I yelled, "Hit the deck, hit the deck." And Ted, without thinking, if Hank is saying hit the deck, he went down. He went right down on the deck again. And then he saw the destroyer. And there were 3 destroyers, actually. And after we got back, he said to me, "You saved our lives. When you yelled hit the deck, you saved our lives." He said, "If I had continued that peel-off, we'd be right in their sights. They'd have their guns trained right on us. We wouldn't have a chance. The 3 destroyers would be shooting at us. We wouldn't have a chance." But we were well trained that if you're in that position with a destroyer, you get down as low as you can. Then the destroyer's big guns can't get you because they can't get low enough. And you stay 30 to 40 yards away from the destroyer, which is pretty close. Again, they can't move the guns fast enough. They can't get them low enough or move them fast enough to get you. Well, we flew parallel to 3 destroyers. And when we peeled off after the 3rd one, and Ted said, "Give me a heading." In other words, where should we go? So I said 270. So he started to climb and turned to 270. And we're flying at 270 for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. He turns to me and says, "Goldie, why are we going west?" I said, "Well, we had to be hit. Somebody must have hit us. They were shooting rifles and handguns at us." I said, the airplane must have been hit. I'm looking for the nearest dry land, which is China, or French Indochina, whatever. And he said, "No, the plane's flying pretty good. The instruments are good." I said, "Okay, you want to go back to the war?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Do a 180. So he turned around, and he did a 180, and we're flying back, and we see a cargo ship that somebody else had hit that was not sunk, but it was in bad shape. Well, we finished them off. We sunk them and took pictures of it. And then Ted said, "All right, let's go home." So I gave him a heading back to Clark Field, but that's 4 hours away. So I'm sweating for 4 hours that the plane is still in good shape. And then after we landed at Clark and we taxied to our parking spot, the crew chief was there, and he's walking around the airplane cussing a blue streak. So we said to him, what are you cussing about? We came back. He says, "I never saw an airplane with so many holes." He says, "I'll never get this plane back in shape." He says, "And not only that, but you know how lucky you guys are?" I says, "Why?" He says, you got holes in your gas tanks, in your wing tanks. If those tanks had been empty, you'd have blown up. But the fact that they were full, they self-sealed. So you were lucky to survive." That's what I say. I call the book Lucky Hank. I was a lucky guy.